Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to the first ever Licata Live maiden voyage.
We're going to be doing this every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. It's just a good opportunity for anyone who wants to come on and ask questions about real estate or housing or the market or anything that you want to know about.
We're here for you. If you're watching, let us know. If you could press like. If you have any questions for us, type it in to us. And we don't anticipate a lot today, but we do want this to be a weekly thing, as Mary said, and for you to kind of answer what's happening in the market, or what's going on in Lake Woods or Orange County, Central Virginia area, really. So we want to be a resource for you in the community. So we really don't have a whole lot scripted for today, other than we do. Mary, I've been getting a lot of folks asking, what's going on in today's market. What would you tell somebody if they ask you, hey, what's going on out there right now?
Well, it certainly remains a seller's market right now. Conditions are very favorable if you're interested in selling your home. Inventory continues to be at an all-time low in most areas, almost every area that we serve in, most areas across the country that we've heard about. So it's a great time to sell. We really need houses to sell. Homes are selling very quickly at top dollar and usually with multiple offers.
It's also a good time to be a buyer in that money is so cheap right now.
Yeah.
The interest rates are still very favorable. What the people we've talked to, and lenders and whatnot, we may have seen the best rates of the year so far. I don't know that we'll see what we have seen before, but they're still extremely favorable right now. You have a little chart there about the effects the rates can have on buying power.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, Keith, because it is, a lot of people are concerned that it's not a good time to buy since it is such a seller's market. But there are benefits to buying now while the interest rates are so low. And how the interest rates affect a buyer's purchasing power, it has a huge impact. So, for example, if you have a budget of about say $1,250 a month for your monthly mortgage, because that's how most people really budget what they can afford, isn't by the sales price of the house. $300,000 or $350,000 doesn't really mean that much to a buyer.
What's it going to cost you every month?
Right. You want to make sure that the house fits into your budget. So if you can pay, say, $1,250 a month for your principal and interest, and right now at, say, a 2.75 or 3% interest rate, you can afford a house that's a little over $300,000. If the interest rates go up, say to 3.5%, even, you're looking at $277,500. So a big drop there in what you can afford. A few years ago, I want to say maybe 2018. The interest rates were rising, and so we actually saw people who say were getting pre-approved for a $300,000 mortgage, and I just use that number as an example. And then, within a couple months, the rates had gone up so much that their pre-approval fell to $275,000, and then there was nothing on the market that they could afford that met what they were looking for. So the interest rates have a huge impact. So even if it's a seller's market, there are benefits to being a buyer right now. So something else that a lot of people, and I'm sure you've heard this too, when we're talking to people who are considering selling their houses since it's in taking advantage of the seller's market.
Where am I going to go?
Right, where am I going to go?
I can sell my house, but where am I going to go?
Right, am I going to be homeless? What should I do?
We get that. Won't get. Our goal is not to have you homeless, for sure. So, but there are some tools that you can use. You can do rent backs, which are great. You can do until you find a home of your choice. Right now, the leverage is really on the seller's side right now. So if you need that time to find a house, you can write that into the contract. What else are you seeing out there?
Well, working with a lot of buyers, right now, since it's so competitive for the houses that are on the market, buyers are giving up a lot or being as flexible as possible to try to win in multiple offer situations. So we are seeing a lot of people who are offering sellers, either free rent backs or rent backs for a certain amount of time to give them time to find a house, like Keith said, or making it contingent on finding another home. So that way you're not putting yourself in a position of being homeless if you're not able to find another home. You can also extend the closing date in some situations. That's not always ideal, especially if you're looking to get a mortgage rate locked in.
Right.
But you can have an extended closing date, or those are some options. Or
you could always find a rental too, I guess, if it's always an option.
Well, there's not really too many of those.
No, I know.
Right now.
It's a tight market on everything right now, but
it really is.
So, again, we're kind of winging this. It's Licata Live. We plan on doing this every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. You won't get stuck with Mary and I every time. We're going to drag in some of our other teammates, which leads me to I'll talk about our teammates. We got 7 agents here in the office. John and Pat, the principal. Sorry, our dog, our mascot is distracting me. Poncho. If you've been by the office, you've met Poncho, I'm sure. So actually, we have 8 agents and admin staff. We have our greeter, Poncho. We have John and Pat, of course, Mary and I, Dan Seiler, Dave McPherson, and Lauren Cotton. Oh gosh, I'm going to forget Lauren. And then, of course, our admin, Barbara, who is our listing manager, does a fantastic job. Jasmine Ruby is the glue that keeps everything together. And, of course, Tyler Dunnels, who's our marketing rep. And again, did I mention Poncho?
So just to talk a little bit, we're right outside of Lake of the Woods here. Our office is right outside of the entrance to Lake of the Woods. So this is our main area that we work in. Of course, we cover the whole Northern Virginia, Central Virginia, basically anywhere from
DC, Maryland.
DC. Well, yeah, Dan's even licensed in DC and Maryland, so we can help you up there as well. But really, our main service area, I would say, is anywhere from Northern Virginia all the way down to about Richmond.
Yeah,
where the other MLS
definitely Lake Caroline and Lake Landor. We do a lot down there. King
work
George.
a lot there. King George. Yep. And then, but here in Lake of the Woods, just to give you an example of how competitive of a market it is right now, there's only, a new one just came on in the last...
What?
Yep.
Got to alert the presses. That's hot. That's big news now when a new listing hits.
But right now, there are, 19 houses that are actively for sale. Now, some of them I think already have offers that they might be accepting, so they might not still be fully available, but there are 19 houses on the market.
Wow,
active
that's
listings.
crazy.
Yeah, but Keith, of those 19,
how many
10
are new
of
construction?
them, 10 of them are new construction, and not just new construction, but I think of those 10, almost all of them haven't even been started. So if you went to drive by, it'd just be an empty lot at this point.
And the reps are telling me it's 9 months now, where it usually takes 6 months for a house, but they're with everything backlogged and price materials they're looking at.
Yeah, some builders are even saying up to a year, so it just depends. But so there's only really 9 existing homes that are active on the market right now.
Wow.
They're ranging in price from, the lowest priced house in the community right now is $210,000 or $209,990, and the highest is $899,900, and that's a waterfront. There are 2 waterfronts currently available for sale, and those usually have been getting, snapped up really quick.
Right, multiple offer situations. We did have a question there. Someone's asking, what does it take to win a multiple offer? I worked through one yesterday. We had 6 offers. What I did with my clients was set up everything on a spreadsheet so we could match, the offer, oranges to oranges comparison, and went through each one, pros and cons of each one. But it's tough. It's tough to win a competitive offer like that. And it's tough on the agent side too, because you're trying to guide your client as best you can. I'm sure you do it the same way I do. When I'm working with an agent, I kind of or with a client, I really try to personalize it and try to make it like my deal. What's the smartest thing to do? And we'll talk about just pros and cons of everything. And ultimately, it's the client's decision, obviously, and you do what they want. But you really do try to just do the smartest thing in this market. I don't want to really get into specifics on how to win an offer, because I don't want to tell other agents our trade secrets, but there are definitely ways that you can make your offer stand out. Cleaner, the better. But that's something that we talk with our clients when we're presenting an offer, and I think I want to keep it there. It's pretty, it's a private strategy that you have with your client on what's the best way to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's also, you really just have to consider what your situation is and what you're able and willing to give up as far as contingencies, the price that you're willing to pay, because something else, that's a little concerning is we are seeing with the market being the way that it is, buyers get into that competition mode, and then they start offering all this extra money and waiving contingencies and that kind of thing, and then kind of
right. You have to be the cooler head sometimes. Right,
with some buyer's remorse there. So it's really important to think through exactly what you can do and what you're willing and able to do before you make the offer. How bad you want that house.
Have those conversations.
Right, and right now, I mean, basically, the fewer contingencies that you can put on the sale, the better for the seller.
The cleaner,
you want less risk. As a seller, you're looking for, if you have an offer with a home inspection contingency that wants to negotiate repairs, competing with an offer who is waiving their home inspection, then, obviously you're going to want to take the one who's waiving the home inspection, because there's less risk to you as a seller of having to spend additional money. And also, the contract falling through because the buyers don't like the results of the home inspection. However, as a buyer, that's a pretty, there's a lot of risk involved there. So it's just really important to be as informed as possible, know what your options are, know exactly how the contingencies work, and kind of go from there. If you're someone who is very handy and you know how to fix a lot of things yourself, you've owned a lot of houses, you're comfortable with some repairs, then maybe that is an option for you to waive a home inspection. But if you're a first-time home buyer, really who doesn't know anything about that kind of stuff, it can be risky. So you really just want to think about your situation and what your needs are and what is best for you.
That's right. Virginia is a buyer beware state, so it is yours. Once you buy it, it's yours. So.
Okay. Looks like we've got a couple of questions coming in. So
that's awesome. So if people are actually watching, that's great.
So we've got, let's see, Gavin on here.
I think Gavin's a photographer, I believe, right? I think he does.
So he's talking about catering to virtual buyers with great photos and videos, drone virtual tours, depending on the listing. And it's a great question, or comment. It's really important to have the best photos and video possible. There are a lot of people who have to buy their house sight unseen in relocation situations. I just had one close last week where the buyers are out of state. They have to move to the area for job purposes, right. And the only way that they could see the houses was through virtual tours and video walkthroughs. So it's really important to, obviously, as a seller, you want your house to show as nicely as possible online, but you also want it to be an accurate depiction of the house, because
right.
There are these buyers who have to put an offer sight unseen. I mean, this one all worked out and everything went well, but it is, it's a huge purchase to make without.
If people get more comfortable buying that way, I think now too, 2020, if anything, people are more comfortable doing the videos, doing that kind of stuff. So I think that's only going to increase as time goes on.
Yeah.
We're seeing a big influx of, people coming down from, not just Northern Virginia, but north of that, New York, New Jersey. It's seems like people are, they want to get out of the cities and come down to the country. That's why we're here.
So let's see, and then someone else, John is asking, how does someone win in a multiple offer situation? What are we seeing? We already touched on that.
Yeah, touched on that.
Keith, you just had that situation over the weekend. So,
right.
Without telling,
details.
Yeah. How many offers did you get? How many showings did you get?
Well, all right. It was a lot of showings. Let's see. The house went on Tuesday, and we had showings. Easter was Sunday, so we didn't really have showings Sunday. So it's Tuesday through Saturday, we had 26 showings, 6 offers, resulting in 6 offers. A year ago, if you would have told me that that's the market we'd be in now, there's no way I would have ever thought. But it's, it was 6 solid offers, and I tell you, in a normal market, the 6th offer would have won the bid. But
yeah.
But it was, we stacked up. We did a spreadsheet, stacked everything up, looked at bottom line figures and all, and just the highest bid is not necessarily the best. Again, I'm gonna get details on that particular one, but I'm just saying in general, the highest bid is not always the best bid. You look at all the factors on an offer. You look at the type of loan it is. You look at the type of down payment. You look at, I'm seeing a lot of people now are writing letters. I'm not, some people like that, some people don't, but I understand why buyers are doing that because they need to put the best foot possible forward. So, I've had my buyers write letters as well. So, it might be just enough, the thing that pushes over the finish line, but, I'm talking in circles now, but yeah, the best foot forward. Yeah.
Well, we've got some other questions here. Let's see what else. So, now Gavin's asking, for a home inspection, what's the balance between hiring a professional to update the home versus doing the work yourself?
Well, if it gets to the home inspection stage, you're probably going to have to do professional repairs. I know if we find something from a home inspector, we will require that a licensed contractor does the repairs. That's why it's oftentimes it's more affordable if you find those things before you list the house and you can fix it. Usually, I'll give you a perfect example. I always tell my people that GFCI, you can buy it at the True Value hardware store for $18 and install it yourself. But if a home inspector finds it, the higher licensed electrician, you're looking at $300, $400, $500 to get them out there. So it's best to before you list your house to if you don't either get a home inspection or get a contractor over there, go through your house, take care of that stuff before you do it. It's a lot cheaper on the front end than on the back end.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and that way also we were talking about this earlier at our sales meeting. If you should get a pre-inspection done. It's a lot better to find out about something ahead of time, not just because you have a little bit more time to kind of price out contractors, or if it's some little things that you can take care of yourself, but also because then you avoid any major surprises. At least you know what you're working with, especially if it's a major issue that's found. It's better to have the time to take care of it than to be hit with it and have like a couple day window to have to decide, if you're going to get it done, or to have to scramble to find a contractor.
Exactly, right. That's a great, because when you're in escrow, that's a 30-day window usually, and there's so many moving parts, and if you can avoid all that stuff up front, it really avoids. You try to anticipate the problems so you don't have them. And we help with that. That's kind of our, because we've seen it. So.
Mm-hmm. And also, especially right now in this market with so many homes selling, new construction is really booming. The builders can't keep up with the demand for houses since there's so little resale inventory. Contractors can be hard to find on short notice. A lot of them are booked up for some time, and you can't always get someone in there in a timely manner. So if you know about it before listing your house, you have a little bit more time.
Right.
So that's helpful. So it looks like we have a few more people that have gotten on here. So let's see if we have.
I saw Sharon. Hey Sharon, how are you?
Oh, hey Sharon. I haven't seen you in forever. You're doing well. We've got.
Well, like I said, we're going to be doing this every Tuesday at 11 o'clock after our sales meeting. You won't get stuck with us the whole time. We'll rotate it around. And, we'll just talk about what's going on in there. If you think of something or if you have any questions that you want us to direct, by all means, send it to us either this way or throughout the week. We're going to be doing it every Tuesday. So we want to be, accessible to you. We want to answer what you have, any questions you have about the market. It's crazy out there right now. So, no obligation conversations. Just give us, if you just have questions on, value of your home or what's going on and what's Mansour doing over next door, or, any questions you have, we'll help you with that.
And while we're here, it looks like someone's typing a question, but we wanted to also remind everyone about our community shred event next Saturday, the 17th. It's going to be here in our parking lot from 11 to 2. And it's a good opportunity for you to get rid of a bunch of your old paperwork. It's going to be securely shredded. There's going to be Taco Tuesday and Kona ice trucks, and just some different community type things. So it should be a good day. It's a great time, right after tax time here to get rid of some of your old paperwork.
Do your spring cleaning. Bring your papers here, and we'll shred it. You can watch them shred it. I think is how they do it with the truck, but it'll be shredded. It'll be shredded.
Yep.
What do you think? Are we at time, or are we?
Well, let's see if we have any more.
Again, submit your questions throughout the week. We're located at 3661 Goodwin Drive. It's on Route 3, on the other side of Lake of the Woods. We're halfway between Culpeper and Fredericksburg, I'd say. So, in beautiful Orange County, Virginia. But as we say, we work Central Virginia, Northern Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. So if that's it, I think we might be wrapping up. Ari, do you have anything else?
No, I don't think we have any more questions. But if anyone, if you have any topics that you'd like to see us cover over the next few weeks, we're going to be here every Tuesday doing this. So feel free to jump on and ask any questions that you have. And
if you don't know right away, we'll get back with you with an answer. But between the 7 of us, we probably figure it out. All right.
Everyone have a great Tuesday and a great week.
Maybe we'll have Poncho host it next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring Poncho on.
Bye, guys.
All right. Take care.